Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about practical steps for reading the Word and praying, especially for Christians who are new to making these disciplines a habit in our daily lives. First, I would like to discuss why reading Scripture and praying is so important in the first place. Reading Scripture. Christians read Scripture to know God, live rightly, and grow in faith. It's really the guidance for our entire lives. It's got so much in it that describes God's character and helps us live our lives to the best that we can and to the fullest. And it's honestly the best way to be able to get to know God and who He is and grow in faith so that we can look just like Jesus in our works, in our daily lives. Prayer. Prayer brings us into God's presence and builds a real relationship with Him. Prayer is a gift from God. We can take all our worries and all our burdens to Him, and we can have confidence and assurance that He listens and He draws near to us when we draw near to Him. Now, just a little bit of my own story. I was fortunate enough that I grew up in a church with Christian leaders who really paved the way for me for when I was ready to make my faith my own. Over the years, I've received advice from church leaders, mentors, influencers, and even college Bible professors on how to make daily devotion not only a habit, but a hobby. I experimented with dozens of Bible plans, morning routines, and accountability systems until I narrowed it down to the simple steps that actually work to keep me excited to draw near to God each day. Now to what actually works. Take out a notepad and pen, or your calendar. The first thing to do is commit a time and a place if possible. It can be right when you wake up in the morning, during your lunch break, before you go to bed, or anywhere in between. And if possible, find a place that you can do your devotions consistently. Start small. It's really about consistency, not numbers. If you make a goal that's way too big, it'll seem overwhelming and not very achievable. But rather find 5 minutes of prayer a day. Set a timer on your phone. You don't need to go any longer. Maybe do one chapter a day. You can start in Psalms or Proverbs or the New Testament, anywhere you please. Find accountability. This one's really important. Having either friends from church or your family members, whatever Christians that you have in your life, let them know what your plan is and ask them to send you reminders or checkups. Are you still sticking to your plan? Finally, remind yourself of the importance. It's important to know why that we do these things. If you don't have a why, it's going to be a lot harder when life gets busy to keep going back to reading and praying. But remind yourself that these things are important to grow close to God, and you will reap blessings when you draw near to Him. So take action. You have all that you need to pray. You just need yourself. And if you don't currently have a Bible, there are many ways to access them. The first I'd recommend is seeing if your church gives them out for free. What's holding you back? Since I've talked so much about the importance of reading the Bible and praying, I do want to make something very clear. We're saved by faith and faith alone, not what we do on earth. Rather, we get to study the Word and pray as a means of growing closer to God so that we are equipped to do the will of the Father. I hope you were encouraged by this and inspired to take some practical steps of your own. Thanks for listening.